when you look at how following Jesus, following Yeshua, morphed into what we now see as two completely different religions, Christianity and Judaism, in some regard, it's really hard to figure out where that demarcation happened. But I think when we kind of boil it down to a somewhat simple understanding, you have basically three different steps. You have the resurrection and ascension of Jesus all the way to 70 AD, the temple period. So there, I think following Yeshua is very Jewish because you have both the synagogue and the temple. And in some ways, it was beneficial for followers of Yeshua to be part of the Jewish religion because it was a validated religion under Rome. So you wouldn't want to create your own new sect or, religion. So then you move into the second phase, which is 70 AD to about 120 or 130, which is the temple's been destroyed and Rome is beginning to crack down on the Jewish revolts. So if I'm a Gentile in 110 AD, do I want to say, like, I'm part of the Jewish religion? And then you get to the last kind of big revolt of the Jewish people where Bar Kokhba is named as a Messiah. And so he gets the backing of pretty much the majority of the Jewish community, except for the Yeshua following community, because that's a hill to die on, is the
Right.
Messiah. So at that point, the Messianic Jews were kind of looked at as outcasts from the Jewish community because you didn't stand with us. And again, the Gentiles are probably trying to stay out of it the best they can because they don't want to be lumped in with this Jewish sect. Then you eventually get to Constantine, after his big vision becomes a Christian. But in between the time of 128, 130, Bar Kokhba revolt to Constantine, we know that you have Jews living as Jews that follow Jesus, that follow Yeshua. And the reason we know this is because the early patristic fathers in the first, second, third century, they're writing to often other Christian writers, often to churches, telling people, you cannot follow Jesus and stay Jewish. Stop reading the Torah. And what does that communicate to us? Regardless of what you think about it, it communicates that it was happening. There were Jewish followers of Jesus continuing to live his life as Jews, but still follow Yeshua.